Hello, everyone, and welcome to Vitalcast. I'm your host, David, and there's also Sunny here, our co-host.
Hello.
Okay,
I'm here.
what? Oh, you got the Ren figurine. Is,
Yeah.
is that like the corner piece one? Like when they all have their little
Uh,
stand and they make a
yeah.
circle? Okay.
hmm
Yeah, I'm just missing him for my Team Juniper.
Well, you can't have
No,
mine.
I wasn't asking. I knew you would not give away your precious Ren. Um, Gosh, okay. I hit live on the show. Suddenly, wait, is that okay? That's Larissa again. Wait, who? I guess
Hello,
that was
everyone.
Larissa again. Okay, thank you, Larissa. Um, my phone was going off, being like, people are tweeting you. So you were
Oh,
talking about the Salem apparition before we went live and how that got
yeah.
spoiled. Was that like someone
Oh,
sharing a GIF or something?
no, I think it was a screenshot, and all I really
Ooh.
saw was like I knew it was Salem, and I just saw her like being spooky, and I was like, oh, okay, what's going on there? But then when I actually saw the episode, I was legit like scared.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Salem was scary. And also, I just want to give like a applaud Kruby and Carrie and Miles for like planning out the intro for Volume 5 and including that moment where Salem is all up in that room and fighting against Team Ruby, and then like that actually being in the show, whereas everyone's like, oh, that's just symbolic of Team Ruby's fighting against Salem. No,
hmm
Salem was literally big and scary in the same room as them.
Yeah.
So that was like, dang, son, but oh, just like the lighting and all that they did was just
hmm
chilly.
I liked it, but I was
I
scared.
no, seriously, that's like probably my favorite part of the episode, actually.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
definitely.
like I'm like, yes, give me more of that and Ruby, but also at the same time it's like I also want to show my like 12-year-old cousin Ruby as well. But it's like, I've seen worse when I was his age. He'll be fine. So
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Oh, you just tweeted. All right.
I actually tagged you this time.
Yeah, didn't you tag me last week?
I mean, I probably did after I remade a tweet because I forgot to do it the first
Oh,
time.
okay. I mean, either way, I appreciate the promotion. Um, okay, so Vera said previous intros have been so hit and miss with predictions. This new one threw us off with how it was. Yeah,
How honest it was.
yeah,
I mean, like they always have subtle imagery and stuff in there.
yeah,
Like Volume 3, like at the end, Ruby was the only one with her eyes open. The other ones were defeated. But like this time, like
yeah,
Salem appears in Haven, and I was like, holy shit.
yeah. And Hunt SD says, and now the new intro for incomers is now ton of spoilers. Thanks, RT. It's
Not
not really
necessarily.
spoilers because, like I said, everyone went through the whole volume thinking that wasn't going to happen. That was just symbolic because there was still a lot of stuff in the new intro that was just like, oh, just for show, just to be symbolic, just like with like volume 4 and before. So
hmm
it was actually really well done, I'd say. Like if they just flat out showed, like, for example, I'm going to use volume 3. For example, in the volume 3 intro, if they showed like Pyrrha being shot in the heart with an arrow, then yeah, that's a bad way to do it. But if you have like a
Yeah.
big scary Salem popping up in a room, and it kind of goes along with the feel of the intro that the intro's been doing, then it's like,
hmm
oh yeah, that's a really cool stylistic choice. Then they included that in the plot as well, which was amazing.
hmm
Yeah, he said it's not spoilers unless if you don't
Yeah.
recognize it until after the fact. I think if anything, it's just like a big, nice surprise, like
Yeah.
because
But
like
like the thing, the thing from the intro was way more like calm than what actually happened.
yeah, oh my gosh, like that was so freaking scary. Like to make a oh
Oh,
my gosh,
yeah.
Nikolai,
Yeah, that's what I was adding.
$20 again? Thank you so much, dude. Can you say your top 5 volumes? Okay. I still don't know where to place volume 4, but it's definitely volume 3 as number 1, volume 5 as number 2, with volume 2 closely behind that for third, And then I'll probably actually I think Volume 4 would be number 3 with Ruby Volume 1 at the bottom. And like I said, like I mean honestly, like my ranking system changes a bit, but where 3 and 2 are, it's pretty consistent. So, how about you?
I definitely want to rewatch volumes 4 and 5, but right now I would say, I can't. Okay, my top 2, I can't figure out which one I like better. Are 3 and 5, and then it's 4, 2, and 1. I think.
Okay, yeah, that's a good system. And like I said, like I really don't know where to place 4 because 4 has like a lot of my favorite things, but then it's also like overall as a whole volume, some of the pacing could be a bit wonky, but that's also because they're trying to do so much. And I mean, Volume 5 had that problem, but not nearly as much because it was slowly putting everyone into the same place. And so then eventually it was like, hey, less stuff to focus on, except for, as we said last week, with that fight scene in the main room, they had like too much going on in one space, and it was a bit tough to keep track of.
It's like I do really like the old like Monty era Ruby. Like it's not like I dislike it. It's just like we've got more lore and complication going on, and like the universe is expanded, animation is better. So it's like I still really love all the stuff Monty did, but it's other stuff comes into play as well.
Well, I mean, one of the great things about Ruby when it was first starting as like a little indie animation show was that there's like all this potential and like hints and lead up to really big stuff. It was just more of the we'll get there when we get there, and Volume 3 was like, yep, we're beginning to do that, and then 4 and 5 we just dived into it, and it was really fun. And as Hunt SD said, watching Volume 5 as a whole makes it a little bit better. For me, it was a lot better. A bit better. I don't know. I liked it episodically, but I also like watching it in one big binge as well. So,
yeah.
But I don't know. Like some people have still been commenting on like my video where I said I had a hopefully misplaced worry about the show, and like they're like, oh well, with Volume 6, it's probably gonna have less pacing issues because everyone's in the same place, and I totally agree with that. And I look forward to seeing the team members back together again and seeing them as a team. And one of the things I really liked about Volume 4 and 5 was we could see them as individuals. But Ruby, I feel like, was the only one that suffered from that. The rest of Team Ruby, like Weiss, Blake, and Yang, really shined because of it, but she kind of suffered, Ruby, so.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I really love what they've done with Weiss over the past 2 volumes. Like, okay, this is going to become a big shocker, but literally today I was contemplating, what if Weiss is my new favorite character?
Oh, instead of, like, Ren?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I mean, good choice, but... like...
It's like, I love Ren to death, but it's like, I don't know a whole bunch about him. Like, I don't get a lot of him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, we got quite a bit of him in Volume 4, but...
Yeah, and I love that.
He hardly had anything in Volume 5, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he could still be your favorite male character or your favorite crush character, I guess.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Just trying to help you out with your dilemma there. And, hey, Michael Rutherford, how are you doing? And, okay, Hunta Steve said... My list is pretty much goes in reverse, 5 at the top with 1 at the bottom. Yeah. I mean, 1 is so iconic, but it's also like, that's the one that had the most problems, I guess.
Yeah, I rewatched it recently, and it's like, I see all the animation stuff and all that, but it's like really cute. It's like the start of an era, you know?
Yeah,
and it's just, it's cute and it's fun, and it's like I can disregard the animation stuff for that volume.
Yeah, I really love it for stuff like that. And why the heck? Okay, hold on. I got messaged on Discord, but I'm not gonna look at that because that'll ruin your window thing. And they are still messaging me. Oh, oops. I I accidentally read Smash's thing and said he was Huntesty. Um, and then yeah, some people are just saying their stuff, but names are kind of similar. Yeah,
They
no,
both sound
sorry.
H.
I totally like glanced over and I just saw the H and then like just went with it. I've been I've been tired today. uh yeah, but what was some of the other stuff you really liked about the finale?
I like how Blake and Sun talk to Adam, like they weren't afraid of him and they just like messed with him. I like that. um, let's see. I don't know. I really liked the stuff that happened to Emerald. Um, and I really, the after credit scene, I totally thought it was gonna be something with Cinder, but then I was pleasantly
Yeah.
surprised.
Yeah, like I thought we were gonna see like Cinder's hand coming out or something. Like,
Yeah.
hey, she's still alive. So I wonder if they're like not showing anything with her to be like, oh, to be more of a surprise for when she does return, or maybe she actually is dead. I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the talk with Raven and Yang. I like that one.
Oh, dude. Okay, the talk alone, I swear we could focus on for the whole Vital cast because it was very layered. Like they'll say one thing, but it had quite a few different meanings or like stuff you could interpret from it. And oh man, like there was quite a bit of a character reveal with Raven, like seeing who she is as a person. Hold on. Oh, so like Raven kind of admits that she's well very scared as a person. Like she kind of acts tough to kind of like hide insecurities, I guess, is one thing.
Yeah.
But also just kind of like a from the tribe, it's kind of like a only the strong kind of survive type thing, and therefore killing off someone like the maiden. Sorry, my phone voice activated. Killing someone off like the maiden was like considered a mercy for her, or maybe even the whole tribe was like, oh yeah, if you're gonna not survive on your own, then this is gonna be a mercy, or you're holding us back, or we need someone strong who could protect the tribe.
Yeah.
So, but also with like the after credit scene kind of gives more meaning to that conversation. Because Yang was kind of saying like, I mean, Yang kind of seemed to give Raven a chance to go redeem herself or like go figure herself out. Because she said like, oh, did you kill your old self as well? Like, why did you leave Crow? Why did you leave Dad? Why did you do this and that? Like, why are you such a different person to what I was grown up hearing about?
Yeah.
And I think Raven has been keeping an eye over like family members like Crow and Tai and Yang, so it's like she still has like that connection. She still has like that light inside to go back, to use like Darth Vader terms, how like Luke was like, I could still feel some good in him. He could still go back type thing. So I think a lot of what Yang said got to Raven, and Raven, if she's going to be in Volume 6 quite a bit, I think a lot of it is going to be her trying to recover bonds with Tai and Crow.
I think that would be really cool, because then it's the 3 from Team Stark, and then maybe they would like start reminiscing and we could get more information on Summer.
Yeah, I think so. And also, like, I guess with Ozpin as well, because Ozpin was probably the main reason why she cut things off with the rest of the group. Or, well, she's scared of Salem, but, like, she also tried to say, like, you shouldn't trust Ozpin a lot. But, oh man, Tai looked a bit pissed off. Like, or like
Yeah,
not pissed
just a
off,
little bit.
but just like, really, you're gonna like, you were here and you didn't say anything,
Mm-hmm.
like I wonder how many times he's had moments like that where he looks out the window or something and he sees a feather or he sees her flying away and he's just
Yeah.
like, ugh, because that is like his ex-wife. Like kind of stalking him and flying away.
Yeah.
It's like, come back. It's like, we could talk things out. I'm a single father trying to raise two. It's hard to survive off one income. So okay.
I want to see them interact, like Raven
Yeah.
coming back, maybe regretting a lot of the stuff she did. Like that would probably be kind of cute, maybe if it went well.
Well, I'd imagine it'd be very rough at the start. I imagine if it starts with her talking to Tai, it'll be a conversation very similar to her and Yang. It'd be very heated and emotional. Because, you know, they both loved each other to the point of, like, marrying and having a kid together, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, actually, I mean, her last name's still her maiden name. I don't know if she reverted it back to her maiden name or if the World of Remnant even has... No, the World of Remnant has marriages because Jack Schnee admitted he married Weiss's mom just for the name.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of was like, you know, you never hear her referred as like Raven Xiaolong or even Summer. You never hear her referred as Summer Xiaolong. So
yeah.
I don't know. That'd just be a weird situation to see, have them be all emotional, or maybe she'd try to do stuff with Yang again, but she obviously has to go self-reflect for a bit.
Yeah. And, like, we don't know what kind of time skip there is with when Raven flew to go see Tai. Like, because I don't know, it's hard for me to, like, phrase things. I'm horrible with words.
Yeah.
But, like, that after credit scene could be, like, immediately after. Like, that's the first thing Raven did. Or Raven could just be, like, mulling about on her own for a month. And then going to go see Tai Yang. Like,
yeah, I don't think it was like same day. If anything, it might have been a few days after or later. Yeah. So, was Yang a mistake? No, I don't think Yang was a mistake. I mean, from what I've gathered from in the earlier volumes, when Yang would say like she heard stories about her mom from her dad, it very much sounded like them getting together was a purposeful thing and not just like a one night stand thing turned oops, there's a baby, you know.
I mean, there had to be something there because, like, if it was like a one night stand, Raven could have just like left and then oh wait, I'm ignore that. I was gonna say something stupid. I was gonna like, okay, I forgot Raven could do the portals and just basically go to Tai Yang whenever she wanted, because I was gonna be like, if Raven just like booked out of there and then she found out she was pregnant, what was she gonna do with Yang? But obviously she just could have like taken Yang back and then left again. So like, I don't know where I'm going. I'm tired.
Yeah,
okay?
I mean, well, her semblance is also like another clue that she's very close to Tai. Is because like she could only make portals to those she's really close with, which is Crow, her twin, and then Tai, and then Yang. So, and Joe Quinn saying there is a middle ground. I'd like to know what that middle ground is. I don't know. Like, for me, it's kind of like you're either in a relationship or you're not, and then there's like the people who just get together once, you know.
Yeah.
But I think she stayed around for a little bit after Yang was born, at least a couple years, and then actually wait, hold up. Actually,
what?
no, because Yang and Ruby are only a couple years apart.
Yeah.
So it is possible that Raven left right after Yang was born.
I feel like someone mentioned Raven left, but I don't remember.
Well, no, I mean, Raven did leave, like, but it was just like
immediately.
Oh, immediately?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd have to be looked. mean, there's a middle ground between one night stand and married. Yeah, like in a relationship but not married. Yeah. Because like timeline wise, Ty, has a kid. Like, oh, I have a kid, and then like within a 2 year span has to get in another relationship and then have another kid. Which, honestly, for me, that's a little fast. Like, if I was close enough with someone and we ended up having a kid together and then that person just left me, it could very well be like a good 5 years before I'm like, okay, maybe now. Or unless he was just like, or, maybe Summer was like, oh, we could raise the kid together, and then they got close, and then, like, oh, there's a Ruby. Then, like, a couple years after that, oh, Summer's MIA. Like, oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Yang
remember...
said just after I was born. Yeah, she left. Okay.
I read a comment that was like, when Raven was introduced, she was like so cold to everyone, like she really didn't care. But the fact that she even made the portals and even saved Yang once, like, okay, Raven said Yang gets one save, but Raven wouldn't do even that if she literally didn't care at all. So Raven does care, and I think especially with the Yang and Raven talk, we're going to see more of that side of Raven, but she wouldn't do any of that if she legitimately did not care at all.
Yeah, and I mean, the portals themselves are kind of representative of that. Like I said, with like comparing Ruby to Star Wars, with how Luke saw there was still some good in Darth Vader, despite Darth Vader being like a literal trash can. So yeah, it's kind of that situation, and I don't know. Raven's just a very complicated character, and I like that.
I like her a lot.
Yeah, I really like her because of that. Because so far, a lot of characters aren't super complex. Like Ruby Rose, probably the least complex character in the whole show, and she's supposed to be the main character. Okay, so Nikolai is arguing if Raven did care, she wouldn't let Yang fight Salem alone. And that's kind of like another thing about Raven is she might be a little bit more selfish and self-preserving.
And she's just really scared. Like,
yeah,
Raven does care, I think, but her fear of Salem, because like Salem, like you can have a legit fear of her, like she's crazy and like powerful, whatever. Like I would be very scared, and if someone I cared about was gonna be like, oh no, I'll deal with this crazy demon, like, and if I was legitimately so scared, I might be in a position where it's like, okay, I really care about you, but I just can't fight this thing.
Yeah, and that's kind of how she was. She's like, I'm just gonna like hide away with the tribe, we'll let this whole thing blow over and survive. But then something that Yang pointed out is like, if you steal a relic, you're gonna have like a big bullseye on your back, let alone she's the Spring Maiden as well, so it's like you're gonna have like a lot of reasons for for Salem to just focus on you for the longest time, Because I'd imagine if Raven did take that relic, Salem would be like, all right, all forces focus on just the Spring Maiden until we get the Maiden powers and the relic. So, although that'd be pretty hard to do with the Fall Maiden missing in action. Like,
yeah, I don't know what they're... Oh, is Cinder dead?
Yeah. I mean, if Cinder's dead, like... Well, I guess a sign that Cinder's not dead is the Fall Maiden powers haven't transferred anywhere. Because I would guess they would have transferred to Emerald. I'm assuming that Salem can't get the Maiden powers herself, and that's why she herself hasn't gone out and got them.
Yeah, I was about to say that, because, like, obviously Salem isn't human. So, I mean, like, remember they said if someone who can't have the power is in the final thoughts, it goes to someone random? So, like, if someone was thinking of Salem and, like, What
would
if
it just
Cinder was? Let's say Cinder is dead and she was
Mhm.
thinking of Salem. It could have gone to someone totally random and they just decided not to show us. But I think like for the sake of character arcs, there's Cinder's not dead.
Yeah, yeah, and also, I mean, I feel like there's still much to like Cinder's character arc. I think,
Mm-hmm.
um, because this was kind of hinted at with her fight with Raven, was that she was like trading parts of herself for more power, or
Yeah.
sacrificing parts of herself for more power. So I imagine she's gonna be kind of like a Darth Vader, where it's like, oh, I lost a leg, time to replace that, or like, oh, I lost this fight, I'm gonna make a trade to get more power. That's really just more sacrificing my humanity.
Yeah.
And
What if okay, what if two maidens are fighting and one maiden kills the other and the dying maiden is thinking of the other maiden?
you see, I don't think I think it would just go to someone random at that point, because I don't think under
Yeah.
normal means someone would inherit more than one maiden power.
Yeah, normal means, but like if Cinder has some weird sucky
Yeah,
arm,
yeah. If
then
if Cinder
yeah.
killed, okay, you're talking about like if Cinder killed Raven using the hand thing. I mean, we saw her trying to steal the power from Raven, but if it was the other way around and Raven, let's say, killed Cinder in a similar fashion that she killed the Spring Maiden, uh,
Mm-hmm.
Raven would not inherit the Fall Maiden powers as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. It's like I kind of expected that to happen. But I'm just trying to think of like a super maiden.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of joked that like Cinder was trying to be like the Avatar maiden, you know? She could do all
Yeah.
the elements and all that. Uh, but oh, also someone commented on my chapter 13 reaction on like how I seemed to be very happy that Adam got taken out like a wuss, but he wasn't really
Yeah.
taken out like a wuss because he still fought in the finale. He wasn't knocked out cold.
Yeah. Like he wasn't taken out. He was just lost his cool. And
Yeah.
I think like Adam, like he's so like, oh, I'm so great that he can only really fight when he knows he has an advantage. Like if he is nervous or like too many people are going against him, it's like we said before, like he's a cornered animal and just does whatever and he can't think straight.
Yeah. It's weird because like in volume 3 we saw like pretty differently was he was like very much like in his element during volume three's
Yeah.
big fiasco and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So uh like I don't know. I guess maybe he just felt way. I mean, obviously it was like him against an army, pretty much, because White Fang pretty much just like threw up their hands, like, nope, we're not standing up behind this, you know. Uh,
Ooh, I saw the comment that Inspector Who said, if Cinder is alive and Raven did die, the powers would go to Cinder since she has some of it already. I don't know if like Cinder actually got it. Like it didn't seem like it traveled all the way to Cinder, but
yeah.
like that's a big like conundrum. Like we saw like when Amber died, the rest of the power went to Cinder because it sought out its other half. So
Mhm.
Cinder had just a little bit of it, and Cinder's alive, and Raven died. What would happen? Because would it try to like go to the other half, but then it couldn't because it was already with another maiden? Like I'm, like it's so complicated.
Yeah. I mean, Cinder had like half of the maiden powers, so I think
Yeah,
because she had like a big enough portion, that's what happened. But also, when she killed Cinder, she was right in front of Cinder when it happened, so it'd be very hard for Pyrrha's last thoughts to not be of Cinder and like asking of destiny, and Cinder very much being like, yeah, I believe in destiny, and your destiny's to die to me, you know.
mm-hmm.
So I think there was a lot of that going on, but we also saw Cinder putting her hand on Pyrrha's forehead, on Pyrrha's head, like she did to Amber, and we
Yeah.
saw Pyrrha turning to ash at that part, but it could very well be that that was her taking the last of the Fall Maiden powers from Pyrrha.
Yeah.
So that'd be a good question to ask at the Ruby panel at RTX. It was like, hey, can we just ask this in case? Um,
Mm-hmm.
So, um, oh man, there was something else I wanted to say. Oh, I'm very happy that Team Ruby's all back together. Like,
Yeah, me
sure, that
too.
happened in chapter 13, but now they're like all hugging and stuff. Like,
There's still gonna be some angst with Blake and Yang.
oh, definitely, definitely. Especially with like how Blake looked like, are you gonna accept me back? And then like, it was very much up to Yang to be like, yeah, you could come join in the hug, you know. Um, I imagine like that was a very much just because in the moment type thing, whereas like later there's gonna be like, okay, some serious talk needs to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, man. Oh, also, has anyone done a comparison between the Volume 3 intro, where it shows Team Ruby sitting around in a circle, all defeated, to them all hugging in a circle in Volume 5? Has anyone done like a
No.
fan art comparison or anything like that? Because
I'm gonna go on the
I
wiki
like
to
those
look it up.
parallels. Yeah. Um, okay, so Inspector Who's asking, do you think Adam is going with Hazel back to Salem? Uh, you know, I don't know, because it showed Hazel, Emerald, and Mercury going one direction, and you see Adam see them, and he goes in the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that was like, oh, let me get out of this tree, or I'm gonna go in a different direction. Because I think Adam probably realizes he's gonna be useless to Salem without an army. Because that was
Yeah,
pretty much
and
like,
I mean, he hates humans, so it's not like he would go chill with like Em and Merc and Hazel.
yeah, like,
I mean, Hazel maybe, but like I don't think so.
I mean, Salem did just kill like the only Faunus that was working for them.
Yeah.
I mean, Lionheart's death was pretty gruesome, and obviously, like no one's gonna know until they walk into his office and find a brutalized corpse.
Oh yeah, Lionheart's dead.
He is dead, dead.
He
Like,
very dead.
like, well, like once I saw him run into the office, I'm like, dude, I think you're gonna die. And then immediately saw the crim, and like, it sounds so creepy clicking like that.
I hate that. Ugh.
It reminds me of The Last of Us so much. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna die. But also, I was like, you know, that thing's pretty small. You could fight back, but he just lost his cool, and it was like, well, that's terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and Tyrion never showed up.
Yeah, I actually thought about that
miss
at like
him.
3 in the morning last night. I kind of don't
I-
miss him. Oh wait, Tyrion's a Faunus.
Yeah.
Tyrion's a Faunus. Never mind. They still got one Faunus working with them.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Watts wasn't there either. Watts isn't really like a fighting guy, I guess. So maybe they're still
No.
working on his tail.
Yeah, that I imagine Tyrion's gonna make a big return next volume.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if Adam's gonna come back at all. I mean, Nikolai mentioned that his theory for Adam was he would officially join Salem's Council, and then he will do Faunus Revolution in the Schnee Dust Company. If anything, he knows stuff about the Schnee Dust Company on like how to sneak in and like cause havoc in Atlas.
Yeah.
Because you know he knew when they were doing shipments by train and stuff like that, and so I imagine he would know other stuff about Schnee Dust Company to cause them havoc.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. And then, okay, so I don't know if this is like making the conversation go off the rails, but it's just something I thought of. I don't want to forget to talk about, I guess.
yeah,
They said they have to take the relic to Atlas. Why is that?
beats me. I mean, did he say we have to take the relic to Atlas, or did he say we have to go get the relic in Atlas?
I'm pretty sure it's like Oscar said, "Oh, Osman had the message that we gotta go take it to Atlas." I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Okay, because I remember rewatching that a few times. I was like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And also, Joquin's. Okay, Huntasti is also saying take the relic to Atlas. I'm just gonna open a new tab and double check on this.
Yeah, and then I think that would just lead to more shenanigans with the Schnee family. That's what I think that would lead up to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see more of the Schnee family. I want to see Weiss's mom.
Me too.
Like, so far she's just been hiding away, kind of drunk.
Probably very drunk.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Okay, so I found the wiki,
Uh-huh.
and their last bullet point is just talking about Raven. Yeah, it seems like this is more of a forum post more than anything in the wiki. I was hoping for like some cliff notes, but doesn't seem that way. Also, speaking of going on to Google Chrome, there is something I want to show for this episode's final cast when it comes to like RTX ticket stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait. Did someone say why Schnee does come? Oh,
Why Schnee does company?
yeah, and honestly, like I kind of wonder if like the relic stuff has to go in a certain order. Kind of like how with Avatar, it was like there's a cycle, and therefore that's like the procedure of like the Avatar learning which element and stuff. So I wonder if the relics are a certain kind of similar to that, and but again they didn't find the relic at Beacon, so I really wonder if like it's like, okay, where does that fit? Or maybe if you go to Haven, Steel Havens, then you go to Atlas and then Vacuo and then back to Beacon. Or maybe someone's just hoping, okay, we'll find that relic before we get the other one in order, you know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions.
Oh, I had a thought and I forgot it.
Oh.
Well.
Oh, we'll be seeing Iron Daddy next volume.
Iron Daddy!
Everyone's just like, Iron Daddy! Like, Ironwood is... I've been really looking forward to seeing him again and seeing, like, his situation in Atlas, because, you know, when we saw Atlas, it was always from, like, Weiss's point of view, but it would be nice to see more of what he was doing in Atlas, because he mentioned school was opening soon, the borders were being shut down, and all this other stuff, and it's like, I would like to see more of Ironwood's world. So.
Yeah. Oh, I think I remember my thought, but I mean, I guess it kind of applies to Atlas as well. I was gonna say, we have seen literally nothing of Vacuo, so I hope we go there soon. But I guess that also applies to Atlas, because all we really saw of Atlas was the Schnee house. We don't really know what anything else looks like, so...
Well, we also didn't see a whole lot of Mistral. Like... We saw just a little bit in chapter 1, and then for the most part, we've just seen the school.
Yeah, true, but like at least we saw some of the infrastructure and like the cliffs and how all that worked. Literally, we never got outside the Schnee house, except for the Weiss shore, but it's like you can't really tell what that is. It's just like a courtyard or something.
Yeah, because she's inside, and oh yeah, she's in the courtyard outside. I mean, I think actually. In Volume 4, if you look outside one of the windows when she's in the hall, you could see kind of that area.
I have to go and rewatch all that stuff.
Okay. I could be wrong as well. But I remember seeing something of a courtyard through a window. So I'm going to change subject and pace just a little bit to RTX 2018. And you're planning on being in Japan at that point, right?
Well, I don't know yet. I'm waiting on decisions, so...
Oh, on like whether you get accepted?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna bring up to the top my, so this is my little browser thing. I don't know if it's readable or not.
I can't even see it yet.
Okay.
I'm watching the screen.
People are gonna have to look very closely, probably. Or
it's pretty tiny.
Okay, I'm gonna make it a little bigger then. Okay. Is that readable for everyone? Hold on, I'm gonna lower it. Okay, so this is on Bethany's page. This is Bethany. She's in charge of like RTX or Rooster Teeth events. And so Rooster Teeth I already said last year that like RTX Austin is going to be August 3rd through the 5th of 2018, but we now know the on sale dates. It's going to be February 26th for double gold members with an early bird rate, and then the Wednesday after that, February 28th, it's for first members, and then March 2nd, that Friday, is going to be general public early bird, and then early bird ends March 8th at noon or until sold out. I kind of find it funny, like I wonder that or until sold out is for just safety, or like maybe we will sell out.
It's gotten so many more people every year.
Yeah, it's grown crazy. Like the very first RTX had like barely 10,000 people. Like it was enough where like I don't think they even had a building. It was like pretty much outdoors, wasn't it? Outdoors in a field.
Yeah, that's how I understand it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the badge types. There's Platinum, formerly referred to as VIP. It's not called VIP anymore because of this new package right under it, but it is $650 for the early bird rate, and then after that it's $728, which is very pricey. But here are the things in it. It's access to RTX for the whole weekend. You get exclusive Platinum attendee bag and attendee lanyard. You get 2 autograph codes, because normally you just get 1. And then you get 1 hour early access to the exhibit hall, which, considering how last year went, that'd be pretty useful. I mean, I think last year was enough of an experiment with the metal detectors going into the exhibit hall that we shouldn't have a problem on the first day this year.
Yeah.
But, oh man, it was so frustrating the first day and a half. But
yeah.
Then you get lounge access, which I found out what lounge access is, because I think this is a new one. Lounge access is there's like a special lounge only for Platinum and Weekend Plus people, and there's like a candy bar, soda, like there's refreshments there, TVs you could watch, like there's like singing performances going in there, and then also like exclusive signings going on. So like some RT members, I guess, like you know how like last year at the Ruby panel, Vic kind of said, "Hey, in this room, I'm gonna be doing like an impromptu signing in picture session." Yeah. I think they're gonna be saying, "Hey, if you're gonna do one of those, it's gonna be in the lounge."
Okay.
That's my guess, to like give people who are paying a lot of money extra perks. And then there's reserved center stage seating. That's always been there. Priority panel line. That's always been there. And then priority seating in panels, that's always been there, like the first 2 rows. And then Platinum exclusive party on August 3rd, only 18 up and above. And I heard something about like there's going to be a Platinum exclusive Ruby panel. And I think it's just going to be a regular Ruby panel, only those people allowed. Again, I think that's just rumor, because it's not listed here at all, so I'm gonna throw that out the window and say that's not happening, but until there's like a panel schedule, who knows. Yeah. Then there's Weekend Plus, which is $300, $335 for a regular, like, which actually I thought Platinum or VIP was gonna be $300, so that was like ideally what I was gonna do. For my streams, I had a $150 goal for an RTX ticket, because I was going to split it 50-50 with my mom for like a birthday present. So now I might just be getting Weekend Plus. I might not. But there's access to RTX for the whole weekend, exclusive attendee bag, and lanyard. Then you get 2 autograph codes, 1 early access to Friday exhibit hall, lounge access, and reserved center stage seating. So reserved center stage, I don't know if that just means like in the center, because there's usually like 3 columns, like left column, center, and right column. I wonder if they're going to make the center only for these Weekend Plus and Platinum people.
I don't know. I thought center stage was, I mean, I could be totally wrong. I thought center stage was the big screen where they have like live Let's Plays in the exhibit hall. That's what I thought.
Actually, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, because I actually remember talking to a Guardian about that last year. So, okay. Yeah, that sounds right. Because I was like, oh, let's go sit down. And a Guardian said, you gotta be this to go there, and I was like, oh, I thought it was for anyone. Then there's the weekend pass, which I usually get, and last year it was like $75. This year it's $99 for the early bird and $110 for the regular, and that's just access for the weekend, exclusive attendee bag, exclusive attendee lanyard, one autograph code, and that's it. And then there's the single days, which is just like $45 for Friday and Sunday for the early bird, and then $50 for the regular, $50 for Saturday early bird, and then $55 regular. And that's just to get in one day your attendee bag and lanyard. And this year for badge pickup, which thank goodness they said this, it's only gonna be they're mailing it instead of like us having to go to the 3 buildings to pick it up, because last year was a mess.
It was awful.
I waited like 2 hours on Thursday, whereas in 2016 I pretty much just walked in and was able to get it. But last year was like, what is this line? Why is it going from the 3rd floor to the 2nd floor on the Hilton? This is madness.
Yeah, like 2016, I waited maybe 20 minutes in line. Last year, when I showed up, just all the lines were capped. So I literally had to get there early on Friday to get my badge. And then I waited like 45 minutes in that line.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just crazy, like saying like how last year was just like such a mess. Like, I don't want to say that, but last year was a mess at RTX with the lines getting the badges and then also the exhibit hall.
Yeah.
It was just like, ugh. And then, like, lines to get into panels was a mess, too.
I remember, like, the Ruby panel, everyone was there, and then they're like, okay, everyone suddenly moved to this place, and it was literally thousands of people stampeding. It was, oh my god.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if I went to the Friday or Saturday panel for Ruby, but I remember it was, like, pretty okay to get in, for me at least. But my friends and I, we were, like, an hour early as well, or hour and a half. We were there super early. If you don't have VIP, you can't afford to show up a half hour beforehand. You have to be super early to the big panels. And then we were, like, super early for Off Topic as well, and somehow like a guardian let us cut in the line because we were super nice or something, so we went from what should have been like halfway to the back to pretty much the front. Like I probably shouldn't even be saying that, but like we were like they split the line in 2 pieces to wait, and they're gonna have like this line right next to the door go in, and then the other line, which we were the head of, go in after that entire other line went. But right when they opened the door and these people were about to start walking in, the guardian went to us. He's like, actually, you 4 or 5 could go in, because I was in a group of 4 or 5, and we're like, yay! So we went in at that time, and but it was still like a rush to the good seats. But yeah.
Okay. I was just thinking, I don't think any of the Japan programs I applied to give like a stipend for researchers, but if I go to one of the programs I applied to in America, they pay you like $5,000. So I was like, I just had a thought where if like somehow if I knew I would get into one that paid me, and if like there were these really expensive VIP tickets still available, like that's actually something I would do. Like just once, I want to have the ultimate RTX experience.
Dude, that's what I was wanting. That's what I was wanting this year, was like the ultimate VIP experience. And then I saw that price. I was like, yeah, no, if I wanted that, I should have started fundraising back in October. Which also, thank you Nikolai and Stoic again for donating your money. Something I sadly discovered the other day was if people donate through Super Chat, YouTube takes 30% of that.
Yep.
Whereas like Streamlabs takes like what, 2%? You pretty much get everything through Streamlabs. So anyway, no, it was just funny because I was looking at my revenue and it's like, you earned $70 this month. I'm like, but someone donated $100. And then I was like, oh, they took 30%, didn't they? But so yeah, VIP, I really want it. it's definitely like kind of worth it because you get like the exclusive party and like the extra lines. You get like an extra T-shirt. I know the lounge was definitely an extra perk they added. And VIP is 650 like, for early bird rate. Then it jumps up to 730, right?
Something like that. I don't know. Just like with RTX.
Yeah, 730 for regular.
The years I've gone to RTX, the one thing I don't want to say hated, but it's like the one thing I strongly disliked the most was the lines. Like you miss so many things by waiting in lines. So just if I could just go for 1 year where I don't have to wait in lines, I would be good.
Yeah, gosh, dang. Like 2016 for me, like I went to a bunch of smaller panels and I waited like an hour beforehand just in line for the smaller panels, which looking back, it was like, you know what, for some of those panels, I was probably safe on doing, like not doing, like I could have just gone in without waiting in line. Like the marketing at Rooster Teeth panel and the business at Rooster Teeth panel. They're basically the same panel. And then there's like the reactors panel, which Arnold and them held, which last year they didn't do panel signups, which I was disappointed because I wanted Vitalcast to get a panel last year. Although I have to say, with how things went, thank goodness we did not get a panel, because that
that would have been weird.
That would have been a disaster. it pretty much would have been like me curled up in a ball in my seat, and then I don't know if Aaron would have even showed up. So
right.
Yeah, Stroik says, I donate on Streamlabs because YouTube sucks, but I really wanted to donate. Yeah, dude, thank you. Like, Streamlabs is the best place. Like, links are always in the description of my streams and my videos for Streamlabs. Or even Patreon. But Patreon, I'm still trying to sort out, like, a reward schedule. I think every other weekend is going to be when I do some of my rewards. But, okay, so Nikolai says, man, I couldn't go last year and I was so mad. This year's so expensive for last semester of high school. Maybe when I hopefully get into college and start working. I don't know, dude. If you thought high school was expensive, college is gonna... Like, I had one class and it was almost $1,000. Like for the class, and then that was like not including like the textbook and other stuff I had to buy for the class.
College is so expensive.
I'm
a poor college student.
Yeah. No, Nikolai, it's fine. I was just saying, like, you know, college is going to be a lot more expensive. But RTX is always, like, worth trying to go to. And, make the money, for sure. And for me, I'm only able to go to RTX because I save up for an entire year to go. That, and I split ticket price for my birthday. So...
Yeah, I'm only pretty much able to go because the only thing I really have to pay for is my ticket because I live there.
Yeah, dude, I'm so jealous of you. Like when you said that. Yeah, it's like when I found out you lived in Austin, I'm like, freaking lucky person. I was like, it's like you probably go to Walmart and bump into them. But yeah, RTX is pretty tricky. And oh, also FullScreen emails. You said you got the email too, right?
The reply to saying like, please unblock my video, like what they sent out.
Oh, yeah, they included everyone's disputes in that email, but like there was like the main part of the email which was like, don't upload ahead of time, and like if you upload after the episode is made public, then you won't get blocked. Which I could say earlier in this volume, that was not true. So I don't know if it's like a new change FullScreen made or not.
I don't pay enough attention to all the like inner workings of everything, so something happens and I'm like, okay, like when did this exist? Like isn't someone new like owning Rooster Teeth now or something?
Oh, no, there's a new president of Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I was gonna talk about that, and he's actually from FullScreen too, so I was like, It's like, that's a weird coincidence, because it was like the same day that he was announced as president to FullScreen sending out the email. So I was like, I wonder what happened there. But FullScreen basically said this thing, and then like it took a day or two, and Larissa actually got a reply from FanWorks, and Fan Projects was like, no, just like keep going as normal. Like, we don't know why they sent that email out, or like if any of it is true. So did Matt quit? No, Matt was CEO, COO. Yeah, no, he's CEO. Yeah, Alex just said he's CEO. Yeah, the CEO and president are very different. I do not know enough to say what the difference is. And then Bernie is CCO. Yeah, and I know Bernie was like originally CEO, and then Matt was CCO, and then they like switched or something. I don't know. It seemed like the founders loved to like play musical chairs with the positions for a while. Sorry, I know this conversation's gone like less Ruby, but more Rooster Teeth related stuff. But I thought it was stuff like worth covering.
You put in the title, we're going to talk about other things too. So
yeah. Also, people, how do you think about the thumbnail? Because I did the thumbnail a little differently by adding more stuff. Like I was like, oh, Raven and Yang, and the group is back together, which which I actually want to focus a little bit more on the group back together. I don't know how long you want to keep talking, but I feel like this one might go longer, but I never communicated anything with you.
We probably like don't talk about this show enough together.
Yeah.
Like all of our most of our conversations are me being like, "That'll cast today," and you're like, "Yup," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. Yeah, no, for me it's just like, oh, you're busy with school, or like I knew for most of this week you hadn't seen the finale, so I didn't want to like accidentally message, so what did you think about this? And then you're like, I haven't seen the episode. So most of the time,
sorry.
no, most of the time I wait till you like tweet something and then I say something. But this week with like my birthday and then like trying to do other stuff, I was just like, oops, forgot to message you. Yeah.
We're so professional.
Yeah, dude, I have too much juggling. Like tomorrow I might be going to a music convention for the studio. I don't think that's actually gonna happen now because I haven't been messaged, but I have something else that was scheduled for tomorrow as well. And then there's like a whole bunch of stuff. And yesterday I went straight from work to my cousin's because we're actually starting work on my Jean Arc cosplay now.
Ooh.
Yeah. Nothing got done because my cousin was like, hey, buy some cheap picture frames with like plastic instead of glass. And sadly, I accidentally bought glass ones.
Aww.
And she had like a plastic one, and she was thinking like she'd warp the plastic with a heat gun to be the shape of armor and all that, which I think would be a lot harder to do. But also I was like, mobility wise, that's gonna really suck, right? Because armor, like with my original Jean Arc cosplay, it was already hard enough to move my arms. So I was like, yeah, plastic's not gonna help out. Plus I have to like stuff it into a suitcase and fly. So
yeah, you have to fly. Like I remember
she just gotta drive down the street.
Sorry. There was, I don't remember who it was, but they made their Ilya cosplay and they had to bring their mask through the TSA, and the TSA was like, what is this?
Wait, oh, the TSA saw what?
So someone made, it was a reactor, I don't remember which one. Someone had an Ilya cosplay and they brought their mask through TSA.
Oh.
And the TSA was like, what is this?
No, I know who you're talking about. That didn't happen. They were joking about what if this happened. No.
Oh, okay.
I know.
I don't remember.
I know who you're talking about. I don't want to talk about her.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. The people have been bringing her up again lately, and I'm like, I just want to not. So hey, Arnold. And also, Arnold reminds me of another thing about RTX because I mentioned the reactors panel. And yes. So anyway, Bernie mentioned something, and they're kind of testing it with RTX Sydney. Is they mentioned ambassadors,
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
yeah, and so I was like, oh, I would probably prefer this year at least. I mean, mainly because I was thinking you were going to be in Japan during RTX. That instead of Vitalcast trying to get a panel, that I try to become an ambassador for the panels. But it's also
Mm-hmm.
like my channel is so small. Um, uh,
Yeah.
Arnold, you pretty much reminded me of like the ambassador thing that Bernie made a post about. Like, I could probably pull up his thing on the Rooster Teeth site. Uh, let's
Okay,
see,
well, if
but
I'm like being real, I probably won't get to go to Japan because like these programs can be pretty intense to get into.
yeah,
So if I'm stuck in the US, I can probably go to RTX. So
okay. I mean, again, last year they like didn't do a panel submission, which was weird, or they like low key did a panel submission and no one saw it because it looked like the panel lineup was pretty much the same as 2016, which
yeah,
so. But this year, I would love to get Vitalcast a panel if we could.
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be really cool. And gosh dang. Okay, here's Bernie. Let's see. Okay, apparently clicking on his profile loads a lot longer than typing in his name in search. Okay, introducing RTX ambassadors. Okay, first I want to look at the chat first and see what people are saying. What does it mean to be an ambassador? So I will read that. Yeah, I'll. Don't worry, guys. I'm pulling up the Chrome. There it is. Okay, so ambassadors. Bernie said like. So basically, Gavin Free was kind of like his idea of this. He said the Rooster Teeth community is full of a lot of creative and fun people, and he wants to give fans the option to. Wait, did I just hear something? I thought I just heard like a weird beep, and I'm like, did someone follow or subscribe? Okay. Uh, Basically, Gavin Free was originally a Rooster Teeth fan, and now he alone has just as many or more subscribers than Rooster Teeth does on YouTube.
Yeah.
So this is basically like a way to give people in the community not just a spotlight, but also an opportunity to work with Rooster Teeth, and depending on like how things go at panels, they may or may not work. But he said he's proud to announce that they are launching a new experimental program to make some of our talented, hardworking members of the community a bigger part of our RTX events. This year, we will be introducing the RTX ambassadors, people from the community who will be the faces and hosts of RTX. We're launching this in Sydney, so we're still in the process of figuring out exactly how all this will work, but you can expect to see the ambassadors introducing panels, interviewing people from the Rooster Teeth, I meant to say from Rooster Teeth, and generally being the online guides of RTX. And so then he announces our first ever RTX ambassadors will be the crew from Boneyard Arcade, a lovable group of gamers based out of Sydney. We're really excited to be working with Dan, Lucky, Chloe, and Josh. We have met them at several events over the years, and everyone here has fallen in love with them. We think you will too. If you're not familiar with their work, please check out their channel, Boneyard Arcade, and follow them on their appropriate following places. Says after this trial run at RTX Sydney, we plan on opening up the selection process to the community as a whole. We will have more information in the future. If you're interested, being an upcoming RTX ambassador, stay tuned. So that's pretty much it. It was pretty much saying like, hey, these guys are the experimental few, and like stay tuned for that. So depending on how RTX Sydney goes, we'll see. Yeah, it sounds very compelling. And honestly,
Yeah,
Arnold,
cool.
I think you're like the most likely one to become a ambassador out of, me, Sunny, and you. But I would like to try to be an ambassador or get a panel for Vitalcast. And I know last year we definitely had the following and the push to get Vitalcast a panel, but then like the openings for panel submissions just like went under the radar. So But however, guys, now is the time to like whenever RTX posts on Twitter or anything to tag us and be like, hey, we would love to see these guys have a Vitalcast panel or stuff like that. So they are aware that there's people wanting this. And then also when we put in our submission, they're more likely to be like, hey, those are the guys people have been tweeting at us about and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I would love to be an ambassador. If I was, I'd probably be for like some of the smaller panels. Probably like fan service or something else. For the Ruby panel, I mean the Ruby panel, since they do like 2 of them, they might have like a different ambassador for each panel to make it just a little bit different. But yeah. And AC Gears and Arms, RTX is definitely a thing to go to, but the price just goes a little higher every year, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Lucky is hella chill. I've had a couple conversations with her before. Is she which one is she? Is she the cute one in the black shirt, or is she the cute one in the I Used to Be Alive shirt? Because the one in the I Used to Be Alive shirt, she is like my aesthetic as far as like girls I will have a crush on at first glance. So anyway, it's like a person that lives on a different continent. Bow chicka bow wow. Oh, dang! I just remember I made a bow chicka bow wow joke during the finale when Ilya tackled that Faunus, and like the other Faunus looked at her and they're like all blushing at each other. I'm like, oh, bow chicka bow wow. I saw some people start doing a hashtag give Ilya a girlfriend on Twitter.
Oh,
yeah. And Stoic said, I'm already a diplomat, so I probably can't apply. A diplomat? Like an RTX diplomat? What is that? If you're able to explain. Earlier today, someone was like asking me questions, and I asked for them to elaborate on something, and they said they couldn't, and I was like, wait, what? So, sorry, are you needing to fidget right now?
No, I'm just messing around.
Okay. Oh, it's like being a mod for it. Okay. She's the one I used to be alive shirt. Yeah, dude, Lucky's the very cute one then, yeah. Like, consider me having a crush on her just from that post from Bernie. I have yet to see anything else of her. But, oh, a Japanese diplomat? Okay. Cool.
Okay, I'm doing this just to bother Arnold.
Wait, hold on. Let me grab mine. Where's mine? Mine's a Ruby one. I bought it at RTX. Hold on. Ba-da-da. Found it. Okay. At RTX, at the Rooster Teeth store, they had these like Ruby fidget spinners, and I bought it because I was feeling very fidgety during RTX last year. But she has a YouTube. You'll tweet it at me. Thank you very much. Thank you even more much if you're able to have a conversation with her and be like, hey, you know this really awesome dude that you'll totally love? This guy. And, like, hit me up with her. You millennials and your fidget spinners. Dang.
Nikolai said do a dab.
We already did a dab once, but okay, yeah, do a dab. Okay, ready? 3, 2, wait.
Oh, I did.
I was counting. Okay, dab on 3, 2, 1. Wow. Okay, we got it. Okay, someone could screenshot it. Because I remember, I think it was the episode where it was me, Larissa from Nerds of Us, and Aaron, and we did a dab. Either it was us 3 or it was Lady Stardust. But, yeah.
Now me dabbing is on the
People are
internet.
saying should
What
have
have I
said
done?
anything. Oh, did you guys hear about the Japanese dub for Red vs. Blue? No, I did not. I didn't think there was going to be a Japanese dub for Red vs. Blue, because from what I remember hearing from Bernie when he went to Sundance was like, Red vs. Blue wasn't really getting an audience in Japan or Asia until Monty came along and they started focusing more on action. Because he said comedy was more of a cultural thing, so like they could joke about something, but someone from like Europe or Asia is like not going to catch on to that joke as much. so when they focused on action was something that like everyone across the world could understand and appreciate. So yeah. Okay, one more stunt like that and I'm leaving this stream. Oh, Alex, please don't be that way.
You're gonna like our millennialness and you're gonna deal with it.
Stoic...
I'm not even a millennial.
Stoic is saying I will marry Kara, so you're not alone. It's like, okay, you can do that. Yeah, and Lady Stardust, like, oddly enough, she's also someone that's been mentioned a lot lately. Just for that. So, anyway, were you messaging to say you gotta go soon?
Yeah, I should probably get going soon.
Okay. Well, I guess Sunny has to log off soon, so we'll start to wrap this up. I do want to say I do plan on having some like Ruby series videos on like I plan on doing like the Ruby Awards of Volume 5, and I'm gonna do like a Ruby Awards for each volume where I'll be giving random awards to random characters and stuff. And then also I'll be doing like a video to like rank my volumes and why, and like kind of like an overall Ruby Volume 5 review, I guess, on like how I felt. I mean, obviously, I already said earlier that Ruby Volume 5 is probably my second favorite volume. So, yeah, consider it's going to be an overly positive review, and or like also like 5 things that Volume 5 had done right, and like things I want to see Volume 6, like improvements or like things I wish will happen and stuff.
Yeah.
So. The Oscars award. Dude, okay, did anyone see the tweet I made about Oscar last year? Hold on, I need to pull it up. Sorry, Sonny, I'm keeping you a bit longer, but... Yeah, you're like, stop it. Okay, is there a way to search my own tweets?
Probably.
I'm trying to figure it out. I guess you'd have to do like advanced search, maybe. Gotta look up my own stuff. Oscars. Okay, let's see. Oh, I found it. Okay, awesome. Okay, I'm gonna copy a link to tweet, and I'm gonna open it in Chrome. No. Stop. Okay. Chrome. Okay, I'm gonna pull up my Oscars tweet, because the Oscars are like very soon and all of that. Okay, you guys are gonna love this. I made a meme. It was like right when I got Photoshop, so I had to meme so hard. Okay. Hold on. I'm just gonna bring that window up. Here's my Twitter. If anyone wants to follow me on Twitter, I mean, it's always been up on Vitalcast, but it said everyone's talking about hashtag Oscars, and I'm just wondering, why is there suddenly more of him? Why does he have a trophy? Hashtag Ruby. And I photoshopped multiple Oscars into one shot. So, there's your meme of the week, people.
I feel like I saw that a long time ago.
You know, I'm gonna look at it and see who liked it, because I bet you did. 76 likes. Oh, I gotta sign in. I'm not doing that. Wait,
yeah,
actually... What?
Dashi just took the screen cap of us dabbing and sent it to us.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna quickly scroll through the likes and see if you liked it. You'll be easier to spot now that you're, like, not Japanese. Because I remember for the longest time, your username was in Japanese. I'm like, who is this punk?
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Also, I used to think that you're, like, the King of Lame's coworker or something.
What?
Yeah, for some reason I thought you and the King of Lame, like, lived within proximity of each other or, like, best buds somehow. So,
nah,
yeah.
like, he's pretty cool. I should talk to him more, but, like...
I miss him. He made a Snapchat story last night that made me remember how he used to do promos for Vitalcast, and I was like, man, I miss those days.
I don't have you on Snapchat. What the heck?
Oh, yeah, that would be a way for us to talk more. At each other on Snapchat. Yeah, no, John is awesome. He was my roommate at RTX last year, and he was, honestly... John made the world of difference for me. Like, oh my, I feel a bit teary because of it now. Like, he seriously kept me going. Like, he, Robert, and Seth, they kept me in one piece during Vitalcast. You're just gonna post your Snapchat in the chat?
Yes.
You're gonna get all sorts of people following that. Okay. I'll send you mine through private messaging. But yeah, no, John is just a really helpful person. And like, yeah, no, seriously, Arnold met them and they're amazing. But so I'm gonna add like a funny RTX story that happened last year. So John, Seth, Robert, and I, and there's like someone else that used to watch Final Cast that was there, and that person annoyed me so much. Like, I didn't realize it was them until afterwards. But we were all at this Mexican food restaurant, and we were waiting like an hour to order food because John wouldn't shut up and look at the menu, and I was starving. I was like tired and everything. I'm like, John, look at the menu, order food, then you could talk. And he was just laughing about it. And like he admitted later that he's like, you know, I kept pushing off ordering just because I was loving how angry it was making you. Because no one ever sees me angry. And so like to see me like honestly just truly pissed off made him laugh. So there was that. And and there was also like I was so tired and I was like trying to order cheap foods and I found margaritas and I thought margaritas was a food, so I almost ordered margaritas. They're like, you know that's alcohol, right? I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Oops. No. They're like $5. So I'm like, oh, finally some food that's like not $30. But yeah. Anyway, we'll wrap up the show now. Sorry. Keep it so
It's
long.
always my fault the show ends.
No, it's alright. I mean, I kind of gotta go eat dinner. Anyways, speaking of hungry food stories. But guys, honestly, go to RTX if you can. Hopefully the ticket stuff. And honestly, some of the other Vitalcasts and other videos we make will be like things to do and not to do at RTX and what to expect. And help push for us to get a panel or be ambassadors. So,
Woo.
bye.
Bye.
I will boop you next time.